So in this video, I want to address the myth that says if your twin flame is abusive, they are not your twin flame. Part A. Part B, and you should leave them. So first of all, I want to say if your twin flame or anyone is abusive towards you, absolutely 100% yes, you should leave them. Get your space, get your safety, get your security. Do not allow such unacceptable behavior against you. Do not put yourself in harm's way. Great, I'm glad we cleared that up. So I'm actually doing this video after watching a post in a group, and it's not to attack anybody, but I really see a flaw in part of the statement that if your twin flame is abusive, they're not your twin flame. So we address the other part. Yes, you should leave anyone who's abusive. That is a given. Now, I actually feel very strongly it is extremely wrong to tell anyone who their twin flame is or isn't. To tell anyone for any reason that someone is either their twin flame or not their twin flame. I mean, unless you're psychic and that's like your gift and everything, and I guess, but I just want to encourage people, be very careful about anyone telling you whether someone is or isn't your twin flame. I say this because I really believe in order to get the most from this journey, we need to dig really deep down inside ourselves, and maybe not even just dig inside, but meditate and really connect with our higher selves. I often say highest self because I don't want just my higher self. I want my highest self. And really, really ask for truth. Is this my twin flame? And for wisdom. Because I will make this perfectly clear. If somebody is your twin flame, unconditional love does not include subjecting yourself to abuse. So I'm glad we're all clear on that. That's great. However, if your twin flame is abusive, has gone through trauma, has committed a crime, has a bogus lifestyle you think is immoral. Oops, sorry. Technical difficulty. That does not necessarily mean they're not your twin flame. And maybe you need to connect with your highest self and figure out yes, highest self, this is not my twin flame. Great. But just be careful of anyone defining and telling you who your twin flame is or isn't. And understand that maybe you're meant to be with your twin flame. Maybe you're not right now or in this life. Maybe you are meant to be in a romantic relationship, a sexual relationship, partnership, a family with your twin flame. And maybe it's a different kind of relationship. Here's the thing. The last few days, I have been so humbled to learn from even more people of their experiences, of their twin flame journeys. And I truly believe that nothing's black and white, that anything can go. And, I've heard people say, this is my twin flame, and there is no romantic and sexual attraction. Now, for me, that's really hard to imagine. But you know what? If you're connected with your highest self, and that's what you believe, then it got me thinking, this twin flame union, this forever energetic connection that we cannot sever, we may be able to cut them out of our lives in the physical sense, but not the energetic sense, is about our growth and our ascension. And nobody said we have to be in a romantic or sexual relationship to have that growth. That being said, I want to wrap this video up with that last comment, because I also feel that sometimes when we talk about twin flame union, twin flame harmony, we assume that means we'll be in a romantic or sexual relationship with our partner. And I think because of this assumption, a lot of people are pushing in their relationships, if one is married or has a significant other, to make the relationship something it's not meant to be right now or in this lifetime. And, I wanted to add that on because it relates to what a twin flame must be, or what a twin flame can't be. And I want to follow up this video with a story, my own personal experience, and this whole belief that a twin flame can't be abusive. Well, here's some truth. When I met my twin flame and we became very deep into our relationship very fast, a lot of my trauma triggers came up, and I did lash out physically. There were moments I felt unsafe, even though my twin flame wasn't a danger to me physically, because of my past trauma. And the difference between an abusive person, I'll say this. Again, I'm going to revisit this. Do not stay in a relationship with an abusive person, okay? But the reason it's never good to stay in an abusive relationship is because if you stay, nothing changes, and the abuse will continue, not only hurting you, but that person doesn't get a chance to change. And when I was having these struggles with my twin flame, I had the experience of being an addict. I was addicted to alcohol, I was addicted to sex, and coming and realizing, that violence, when it's violence or lashing out physically, when it's because of a trauma, it becomes addictive to the brain, so to speak. And it needs to be addressed, and it can't be addressed when the trigger's constantly there and other people are in the crossfires. This is why addicts go to outpatient rehabs when it's substance related and really intense. Well, the same is true if somebody's lashing out physically, and that's what was happening with me. I had stretches where I had to not live with my twin flame, not stay overnight with my twin flame, limit our visits, because I had to go get help. And I utilize lots of tools. I utilize energy work and lots of great tools. However, something like that needs real therapy and real behavioral therapies that help someone who is using lashing out physically as a coping mechanism for trauma. And I had to go do that. And I wasn't with my twin flame when that was happening. I would never eat, and I was that person, right? I would never expect my twin flame to stay. In fact, I wanted to break up with my twin flame over it. And we compromised. He stayed with me, but I wasn't physically with him. We had to set up boundaries for the healing to occur. And I'm going to stop that story there. It doesn't need to be went through in any more detail than that. But the good news is, yes, we're twin flames, me and my twin flame. Yes, I had struggles with lashing out physically. And yes, me and my twin flame had to be separate. Because while I had to heal and change my behavior, the triggers and the interactions with us that weren't helpful to either of us could not occur anymore. And so I just wanted to share that story of, if your twin flame is blank, that does not change the fact whether they're twin flame or not. Just know there's never a good enough reason to stay in abuse, and oftentimes staying actually prevents the person who's struggling with that coping mechanism, the anger, whatever it is, feeling unsafe, whatever it is, it prevents them from getting help and changing. And you know what? No, I can't promise that leaving will change them, but don't leave to change anyone. Leave to have the value for yourself and to protect yourself, because here's another truth. Whether you end up with your twin flame or not, when you stop tolerating that behavior on all levels, you'll stop attracting it. Because let's be honest, if you've been in an abusive relationship, you've probably been in more than one. And it's not your fault you're attracting it, but you can change it. And that might be a great video for another time.